What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay back with another video, and if you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell for post notifications so you can be notified when I post more Division content or whatever game that I'm playing at the moment. I got a lot of other games that I plan on playing, so if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and hit the bell for post notifications so you can be notified when I upload those videos. If you guys want to see the build that I'm using in this gameplay, let's try to get this video to at least 25 likes. I repeat, let's get this video to 25 likes and I will drop the build that I'm using in this gameplay within the week or within the next week of us getting that 25 likes. But anyway, let's move straight on to the topic of this video today. And today is just kind of more so of a discussion video in terms of diversity in Division. So Division I've been playing since release. It's gone through a bunch of different changes, a bunch of different trends. You know, one time it's shotguns is the meta, next time we rarely see shotguns. I think the main problem is that Division doesn't necessarily use all of its resources. In the beginning, it was more so, it was just like a lot of bugs, and that created a lot of problems. But now that they've cut back on the bugs and cut back on the glitches, now it's too mainstream in terms of builds and like build quality. Like lately I've been trying to make different builds that people aren't really necessarily used to seeing, just to think outside the box, and it's kind of hard to do builds like that because a lot of these builds you've seen before, whether you've come up with them yourself or other people have come up with them when they're like making Division content on it now. And I don't gear to make content that people have already made, or you know, like stuff that's like really mainstream. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. First things first, let's talk about weapons. Like a lot of the weapons are very underused. It's a lot of weapons in this game if you haven't realized that. But you know, you got different classes, so you got SMGs, assault rifles, LMGs. So the classes of weapons are a wide variety, but the problem with this is they're not balanced enough to the point where you can go off and use any weapon and it'll be good. And then what makes it worse is that now we have, well, it's not now, but we have these exotic weapons that are just way better. And it's not even all exotic weapons. We have, for example, the house. With every single build that you see, somebody's gonna be running the house, and if you don't have one, you're gonna be trying to run one just because of the last talent. And that's really unfortunate because now all the other guns are kind of like obsolete. Everybody wants to run an SMG. You're kind of like crazy if you don't run an SMG. Don't get me wrong, you may see some builds that utilize assault rifles, but for the most part it's SMGs ruling at this point. And it's kind of always been like that in Division. It's either SMGs, assault rifles, or shotguns for a second, because I know for a little bit when we had that enemy armor damage thing in Division when it first came out, I remember everybody talking about like assault rifles and stuff like that, so we would like rocking assault rifles, you know. So it's just kind of interesting how this game has all the qualities in it, it's just not taken advantage of in the right manners. And nowadays, like a lot of the gear and stuff is like really easy to get. It's kind of unfortunate. Wish it was like a little bit harder instead of like pouring us with gear. At first I really liked it when they had all these options to get gear, which is great, but I wish the difficulty of the content was higher, because now, since it's not really a set end game, the end game is PvP, right? So we go through all these motions and we complete these missions and we get the gear that we want, and then we put our builds up against other players in PvP. That's great. But now it's kind of like we have all the gear that we want, so what's next? There's no more gear that's coming out. It's all the same gear. The builds are tweaked to the amount where everybody's just about running the same build in some way, shape, or form. You can't really necessarily think outside the box of like these gear sets, which is really unfortunate because it's a lot of gear sets in the game. It's a lot of diversity in terms of having the Ninja Byte backpack where you can combine different gear sets. They should have more things in the game where you can mix and match, because Division 2, in my opinion, is going to be a totally different game. So this is the only time where we'll have a game that's like The Division. Whether you believe that or not, you can go check out some of the gameplay for Division 2, but it's going to be a totally different game in terms of like mechanics and stuff. So that just might be something that you might even want to think about. It's unfortunate how much time that I put into this game to try to come up with all these different builds, and it's kind of to the point where it's like, what other builds can you come up with? Because everybody essentially is running a good build. And if you're not running a good build, you're running an excellent build, or you're probably running a build that somebody else is running. Like, it's kind of hard to put together a build without using the house, because it's like, I need to run the house. You don't need to run the house necessarily be good, but if you want to make a build, you choosing to make a build to excel in something, right? So if you want to excel in something, then you want to have the best gear, you want to have the best rolls for whatever build that you're trying to make. For example, I tried to make a build revolving around the 93 yard. I liked how it's bursts and it shoots really fast. I'm actually gonna still probably drop that video, I don't know yet, but it's revolving around a 93 yard and the Colonel Bliss holster, since nobody really uses that and they call it trash, so I try to make something out of it. And honestly, that was like probably one of the hardest builds that I've ever made. Speaking of builds, if you guys like PvE content and you want to like breeze through PvE content by yourself solo, I'll have a link in the description below to my exclusive PvE build. When I dropped this build, a lot of people were surprised by how I was running it. I felt like really good about that, because I thought like more people would be trying to like run it, but like I said, there's that stigma where people get caught up into running like one set build because everything else doesn't seem as good or isn't as good. So that's what I feel like is my job, to see what builds I can make into something that's great. But yeah, I'll leave those in the description below, and you can check out the build. I'm telling you, it's a really good build, especially if you want to farm resistance. You can farm resistance solo, you can get all the stuff that you need, and you can get in and you can get out. But anyway, so not even just weapons, but like the talents in general. The talents need to be worked, because some talents are better than others by far, like by a long shot. It makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna have a talent that revolves around popping a supercharge and you're gonna really use your supercharge, that talent needs to be overpowered. Well, I mean, whether you like it or not, because it's like something that's very situational, and pretty much you should be able to get whatever buff that you're trying to get, and it should last for a good amount of time. I mean, that's just my opinion. First thing that comes to mind when I say that is commanding, or it should even have like another talent that's like increases critical hit chance when you pop a supercharge or something like that. It's just so many things that they can add to this game that they haven't added, and it's kind of like I said, it's kind of unfortunate. So talents, you have the talents, so the talents that you can equip to your character, so like on the move and like stuff like that, they just don't take advantage of any of these talents. Like, so if you stayed this far to the video, let me know in the comment section, what is your biggest pet peeve about Division? Even though I've come to love Division, what is your biggest pet peeve? But anyway, it's your boy Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.